Thank you and good afternoon. This is Sam Bone with Sam Sports Report. Today's date is November 4th, 2023, Saturday night before Sunday's game. The Kansas City Chiefs will set to play the Miami Dolphins. Former Chief Tyreek Hill will be outlined in the game. He is wanting to get revenge against his former team. Alright, you want to play? Boy decided to stop playing. They also have Jalen Ramsey in the backfield. The Dolphins. Tyreek Hill talked a lot of trash last year. He seems like he's keeping it to the better this time. Ramsey got a pick back in his first game after being injured in the preseason. Trent McDuffie, also a key player at the cornerback position. They also have wide receiver Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill, I mentioned. Jalen Waddle is our second receiver in the game as far as depth chart. Tua Tagovailoa and Patrick Mahomes, who struggled mightily last week against Denver. Chiefs are favored by 1.5. This game will be in Germany. Chiefs came in on Thursday. Monday, the Dolphins came in. Kickoff from Germany is 8:30 Central. Remember to change your clocks back an hour back so you'll get a little bit extra sleep. On the early game, I'm going to take the Dolphins 30-27. Maybe the Chiefs can exploit their defense and win instead of, like I'm saying, they got to get the stops against Dolphins too. Bears and Saints. Saints to host the Bears lost last week 31-13. Bears are so bad the Saints are 500, 4-4. Justin Fields is doubtful. Will be on to backup quarterback Tyson Badger, who threw 3 picks last week. At the quarterback position for the Saints, Marshawn Lattimore. At the receiver corner, Kyle Gordon for the Bears. And Marshawn Lattimore for the corner for the Saints. It'll be G.J. Moore, player to watch out for, and Michael Thomas. Game time is at 12. DJ Moore is having a great season after being traded from the Panthers. I'm going to take the Saints 30-20. Game time is at 12. The Vikings and Falcons will get underway. Without Kirk Cousins, it will be on to Jalen Hall, who will get the start. He is not a very good quarterback for my looks. They could have replaced him. I would have thought they would have at the deadline, or could pick up a free agent. Maybe that will still happen. The best receiver on the Falcons, Drake London, is out. Defensive line, Daniel Hunter, and defensive end for the Vikings, and Marshawn Davenport also at the defensive end for the Saints. Daniel Hunter is one of the best defensive ends. We mentioned him. The Falcons are favored by 4. I'll take the Falcons 28-20. Houston Texans versus the Buccaneers. Mike Evans and Drake London. Second overall pick, C.J. Stroud and Baker Mayfield for the Buccaneers. Game time is at noon. Both teams are 3-4. Houston is favored by 3. Houston jumps back in my mind after they lost to the Panthers. Texans 24-20. Browns and Cardinals game, we won't preview that game, is at noon. The Rams will play the Packers. Both teams 2-5. We won't preview that game. That game's at noon. The best game of the day on noon, and ESPN doesn't agree with me, is the Ravens and Seahawks. The Ravens are favored by 6. Zay Flowers has been unbelievable this year at his rookie season. Quarterback Geno Smith, comeback player of the year, hasn't been as successful. Lamar Jackson at the quarterback position for the Ravens. Gus Edwards and Kenneth Walker, both looking to have 1,000-yard season, and they're on their way. Kick of the 12. My pick is Ravens 28, Seahawks 23. Panthers and Colts, we won't preview that. This is not a great game either. Kicking off is at 3:05. Giants versus Raiders. Both teams are bad. We won't preview that game either. Game time is at 3:25. The game of the day will be wide receiver CeeDee Lamb and A.J. Brown as the Eagles and Cowboys go at it. Lane Johnson and Tyron Smith is a player to watch for at the tackle positions. Smith has been very good throughout his career. Same thing with Lane Johnson. Jalen Hurts, my MVP, will go up against Dak Prescott. Game time's at 3:25. We've got a good one for Sunday night. Bills Bengals. Bengals have 3 wins in a row. Bills are 5-3. Bengals are now 4-3. It'll be Jamar Chase and Stephon Diggs, 2 of the best in the game, to go at it. It will also be quarterback Josh Allen and Joe Burrow. Kick is at 7:20. Now on to college football. Mizzou falls short. Brady cooked those 2 picks, one at the end. Missouri just can't do it against one of the best country, against the 2-time national champ repeat. The Bulldogs are too good. Mizzou did show me that I think they will only lose 2 games this season. Mizzou goes back at it this week, and we'll play Tennessee next weekend. Time to be announced. Kansas State falls short as they kick a field goal to get into overtime, but Texas would kick a field goal and eventually Texas would kick a field goal in the overtime to get it there, but eventually they would fall short as they went for it on 4th down. And a 20-point comeback, and then tied it at 30 in the 4th to go to overtime. It was 27 unanswered for the Cats, but it wasn't enough as they went for it on 4th and goal and did not get it. We said it. Will Howard threw the incomplete pass. The Horns keep their playoff hopes slim, though alive. Oklahoma loses for the 2nd week in a row to Oklahoma State, who beats OU 27-24. Oklahoma State Cowboys making the stop at the end, 27-24. That is your final. Who lost to Houston today? The Longhorns lead the league, 5-1. Oklahoma State 5-1. Iowa Cyclones 4-1. Could be atop of the lead, but right now they're losing to Kansas. Rest of the top 25 games this weekend. Oregon beating California up, number 6, 42-19. Michigan beating up Purdue 17-0, 2nd quarter. And Washington USC, number 5 versus number 20, tied at 7. LSU and Alabama also tied at 7. Oregon State and Colorado, that game's at 9. UCLA and Arizona, that game's at 9:30. Final today, Ohio State beats Rutgers 35-16 as Ohio State gets 14 unanswered to bring them to the victory. Ole Miss survives 38-35. Notre Dame and Clemson. Clemson's upsets Notre Dame 31-23. Number 15 falls to an unranked team. Clemson is 5-4 and Notre Dame is 7-3. Tennessee droughts UConn 59-3. Arizona State 55-3, number 18. Tennessee is 17. Air Force gets upset by Army 23-3. Number 25 in the country. Army is 3-6. Air Force loses their first game at 6-1. Florida State 24-7. Florida State over Pittsburgh. Oklahoma, Penn State beats Maryland 51-15. Louisville beats Virginia Tech 34-3. Tulane survives over East Carolina, number 24. 13-10 was the final right there. This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report.